But if you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
And here I am in 2025 being told that even with my citizenship, it might be risky to travel internationally under this second Trump administration because of what might happen when I get back. Now, I'm not going to pretend, I might be deported. They're going to rip up my passport. It's not about that. But the idea is that coming back might be unpredictably uncomfortable or uncomfortably unpredictable, because we've already seen reports of U.S. citizens detained at the border. We've seen U.S. citizens held and questioned for hours without even being told why. We've seen a spike in the stories from folks who are dual nationals or have names that look or sound foreign, or maybe they speak with an accent. Stories of those folks being pulled aside, treated like suspects at their own country's border. And what immigration attorneys are telling me, the ones that are paying attention, is that naturalized citizens, people like me, in Trump's second term, with the return of these Stephen Miller style policies, we just need to be careful. Some are saying if you leave, have legal representation lined up, know exactly which immigration lawyer you will call, and that they will be available to take your call in case you end up in one of these situations. Think of it, legal representation to re-enter a country you are a citizen of. Now, what is the goal here? I don't believe that it is to actually deport U.S. citizens. Not yet, anyway, even though Trump is talking about it. What they want is fear. Intimidation is the goal.
Boy, 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 boy. So once again, we got to talk about liberals, leftists, progressives, Trump deranged individuals talking about leaving the United States of America. Now, I've covered this topic recently involving the LGBTQ community, specifically the trans, right? Those people, some people have decided that they're going to leave the United States of America as refugees, right? They're going to go to countries that are more trans friendly due to the policies of the Trump administration, okay? And some of them are even afraid to come back to the United States of America, right? They're afraid to come back because the United States, according to them, is a dangerous place for LGBTQ and trans people, okay? You have some woke countries issuing travel warnings for trans people. Don't come to the United States of America, right? Don't come to this country. It's bad for trans folks, right? So again, you have some trans folks leaving as refugees. And it's not just the trans that are leaving. Apparently you have liberals as well too, okay? Progressives, Trump deranged individuals, they're saying, you know what, we're leaving.
Sometimes I find myself asking, am I the crazy one for wanting to leave, for being ready to leave the United States? Like, am I overreacting? Is it really not that bad? Like, I hear other people talking about leaving, but they're not leaving. You know, like our house goes on the market next week. So it's very real and it's overwhelming. But when I find myself asking myself those questions, like, is it really that bad? And then I remember what other nations are doing and seeing and saying, and what other leaders from around the world are doing and saying and thinking. And I remember it's not just me. Like, I'm not making this up in my head. This is happening. It just seems too crazy to be real because, like, how is this reality? How did it get this far?
I feel like this is going to sound insane to some people and not to others, depending on which side of TikTok this ends up on. How quickly do we need to get out of the country? Like, we have a plan. I mean, you can see my name on TikTok is moving to Italy. Like, we're going, but our plan is to go in September. And like, I fear that I have been spending, I know I look absolutely insane. I fear that I've been spending too much time scrolling the last couple days, and that is making my anxiety spiral out of control. But like, things are bad.
When it comes to the American dream, I feel that I lived it, and it's literally the reason that I left. We were in our 3-story townhome. We had the trucks. I was in my big girl corporate 6-figure job. We had the things. And it wasn't a dream. It was more of like a fuzz, really.
32-year-old Bianca Lynch is a full-time digital nomad, and while she's always known travel would be a part of her life, after the results of the 2024 election, she says she's making it permanent.
It's very, very hard for us to see ourselves coming back and being in this country, having to be around that many people who felt that is someone who needs to be in power.
Kamala, you're fired. Get out of here.
She's not alone in looking to leave the country because of the results of the election.
Here are some of the easiest ways to leave the country as an American.
I want to share some of the easiest visas that you can get that'll probably get you out of the country in the next year.
I'm moving again. Yay!
Expatsy, a website that helps Americans move abroad, saw 10 months worth of traffic in the 2 weeks after the election, with 72% of visitors citing the U.S. being too conservative as the reason they want to move.
What would you say your life was like living under the first Trump presidency?
It felt like that administration gave a lot of people the permission to essentially say and do whatever they wanted. I was always aware that I was a Black woman because that's the life of being a Black woman in the US, but I was hyper aware during that time.
Yeah, so you seen that, you heard that, okay? You have these Trump deranged liberals, these leftist progressives leaving the country because of their Trump derangement. Now, in this video, I want to talk about David Pakman, who is a far left Trump deranged podcaster, a Democrat Party propagandist. He put out a video claiming that he's preparing to leave the country. Now, what I found to be hilarious about this is that, first and foremost, I don't think he's actually leaving the country, right? This is a grift. A few months ago, he put out a video claiming that, well, hey, my lawyers told me not to leave the country, right? It's too dangerous to leave. Now, all of a sudden, he puts out another video claiming, well, I'm prepared to leave, guys. Now, why is he doing this? Well, he's doing this because he's grifting, right? He's grifting off of this movement to have people, encourage people to leave the United States of America, okay? And it just so happens that first video he put out about how it was dangerous. My lawyers are telling me don't leave the country. It got 3+ million views, right? So I'm pretty sure, like, he saw, like, okay, these videos about, you know, leaving the country or how it's dangerous to come into the United States of America or whatever, right? I think he kind of knows that this stuff gets views, right? And I think that's why he's putting this out here, and he's basically pretending like he's actually thinking about leaving the country. And I want to talk about it because David Pakman may be pretending to leave the country, but I'm here to say that, yeah, if you are liberal and you're Trump deranged, then you should actually leave, right? I mean, let's be real. You can leave. And I encourage anybody who's not happy to be here to do so. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it.
I need to talk to you about something that I know is going to trigger strong reactions from people in my audience.
AKA, I know that I'm going to fearmonger you guys, okay? And that I'm going to get a lot of views on this video from pretending that I'm going to leave the country, right? So I'm telling you guys off the bat that, hey, this right here is a grift, right? I'm just trying to fearmonger you for views, okay? Which is why the title of this video is, I'm preparing to leave the country, okay? Now, I want you guys to listen carefully to him actually explain what he means, which, again, clearly you're going to see that he's not actually really trying to leave the country.
My only request is that you hear me out first, okay? The title of this segment is, I'm preparing to leave the country. And before you start typing angry comments about how I'm abandoning the United States or whatever, I want to be crystal clear. I am not actively planning to leave the United States at this moment. I'm not packing bags. I haven't bought a one-way ticket anywhere for my family. What I'm doing is I'm preparing to leave the country should the need arise. And as I've said to people when they call in, if we all leave, we lose the fight by default. But I will never tell someone, don't do what's best for your family. And so this is a form of prepping in a way. It's contingency planning. So let me kind of walk you through what I've been doing over the last few months as the ire of MAGA Trumpism has pushed closer and closer to people that are generally in my situation. Adversarial and antagonistic content creators, naturalized American citizens, another group of which I am a member, and let's have a rational conversation about preparedness. So number one, I have been exploring what would it take to move to Canada. Canada is a difficult place to move to. I'm not doing the whole I'm moving to Canada thing. It's also difficult to move to Canada, but I want to understand the process. What are the requirements? What is the timeline? What is the framework under which I would potentially qualify to move to Canada? It's a very complicated process, but I want to be informed. Secondly, I have been reviewing options in Argentina. Now, I already hold citizenship in Argentina. I'm from Argentina. Argentina has its fair share of problems there, right? It's not like you move to Argentina and all of a sudden your problems are gone. There are serious problems in Argentina, economic and also political. This is not about fleeing. It's, okay, if I want to go back there, what does that mean for me? What does that mean for my family? Third, I have, at the advice of people in my audience, I have engaged with a law firm that would help me were I to have a problem re-entering the United States. I have found a law firm that essentially will be on standby when you re-enter the country, no matter your status. I'm a naturalized citizen. Should I have a problem, there would be someone that says, we will be available within X period of time, and should you have any issue getting back into the country, I want to make sure I understand my rights as a naturalized citizen when it comes to re-entry. And fourth, this is not like passport bro stuff. I've consulted with a specialist about European countries where you can get permanent residency. This is not because I'm planning to become a European resident. It's because I want to understand what are the options and how does it work. Now, you might say, David, why are you spending time and money if you're not planning to leave? And the answer is the same reason people have emergency funds in a bank account, even if they're not planning to lose their job. It's the same reason people have insurance, even though they're not planning to have a car accident. It's the same reason people have fire extinguishers, even though they don't plan to set any house fires. Things are really uncertain right now. And we've seen how quickly things can change. We've seen journalists and political commentators in other countries face persecution. We've seen civil liberties eroded in places where people thought it wouldn't happen. So am I saying I will need any of this? No. Am I saying it's likely? No, not yet. No, I'm not saying it's likely. I'm saying I've determined circumstances are such that I want to know all of my options. Now, I want to be clear about what this is not. This is not a scheme to avoid paying taxes. I know there are people who say, oh, you can move to Cyprus, and then this is not about that at all. I'm not looking for tax havens. In fact, it's very difficult to renounce American citizenship. It's not something I'm even thinking of. And if you don't, even if you move to another country, you still have tax responsibilities here in the United States. So this is not about shirking any financial obligation. This is not about lifestyle preference. It's not the passport bro stuff, as I mentioned, or expat fire or any of these movements. This is purely, I want to understand my options in case circumstances change in ways that make staying here untenable for someone in my position. I still believe as of this moment, right, end of May 2025, I still believe as of this moment that the most likely scenario is I will never need any of this information. I'll continue living and working in the United States, paying my taxes, contributing to civic discourse, calling the United States home. But if the last 4 or 5 months have taught us anything, it's that sometimes unlikely scenarios become a reality. When they do, I want to be prepared. That's what this is.
Yeah, so again, this is pointless, right? Pointless, okay? And it kind of pisses me off. And one of the reasons why I'm making this video is because I'm kind of pissed, okay? The dude titled the video, I'm preparing to leave the country. And then in the video explains, well, I'm actually really not preparing to leave the country. I'm just telling you guys that I'm thinking about leaving the country, but I'm not really preparing because I really don't think all of the things that I claim may or may not happen is actually going to happen. So again, what's the point? What's the point? The point, right, is to fearmonger, right? The point is to grift, right? The point is to lead people to believe that this dude may actually leave the United States of America because of Trump, right? Trump's so bad, Trump's so terrible, I might have to leave, but you're explicitly saying that you're not, right? Like, you're not going to leave. Again, this is why I'm pissed off, because you titled the video in a way that had people like me excited. I was like, oh, wait, nice. Liberals leaving. Okay, great, awesome. Please enlighten me. When are you actually going to be out of here? just to click on the video and this dude talking about how he's not really leaving. So I'm here to say, listen, for anybody actually thinking about leaving the United States of America, okay, if you're one of these Trump deranged liberals, then don't talk about it, be about it, right? Go ahead and leave. Pack your bags, okay? Put your house for sale. In fact, if all the liberals put their houses for sale at the same time to leave, their housing prices will drop, right? We will get a steep decline in housing prices. Housing will become a lot more affordable, okay? They can move out, right? Along with the rest of the Trump deranged woke activists who want to leave as well too. And other people who actually want to stay in this country can buy those houses for the cheap. And yeah, I mean, we could all be happy. It's a win-win, okay? But don't give me blue balls, right? By teasing me, okay? Telling me that you're gonna leave and you're not really leaving. I don't like that. I don't like that, okay? Because if you're gonna talk about it, then be about it. Be about it. If you don't like the direction that the country's headed in, if you hate Trump that much, if you feel persecuted, if you feel like he's, you know, attacking journalism or whatever, okay, it's dangerous to be here because, you know, you are liberal, then just leave. Go, right? Go to abroad, but don't talk about it if you're not going to do it, right? If you're not going to be about that life, then shut up about it. But if you're going to talk about it, then follow through, right? Follow through with it, okay? And I want to see this as well too, okay? For all the conservative entrepreneurs out there, right? This is a great opportunity because even though David Pakman is grifting, he's not actually leaving, right? There are people, you know, liberals who are leaving, okay? And there are people making money off these liberals thinking about leaving the United States of America, right? So if you are a conservative entrepreneur out there, I'm telling you, this is a great opportunity, right? An absolutely amazing opportunity right now to have some type of business that helps liberals leave the country, whether that be like an internet guide, okay? Whether that be some type of storage business, right? You know, something like that, okay? Conservatives, we need to get in on this train, right? We need to get in on this train of helping liberals leave the United States of America, okay? Giving them all the information about the process, which countries they can go to that are LGBTQ friendly, that are trans friendly, that are liberal friendly, that they believe is going to treat them better than the United States of America. We need to get in on this, right? We need to get in on it, right? Create our own platforms and help these people evacuate, help them flee, right? Help them self-deport. I'm so serious because if these people, if they're going to make money off of this, we should get in on it as well too, right? The targeting is easy, right? You can just target liberals who are thinking about leaving the country, Kamala voters, Democrats who are thinking about leaving the country, Trump deranged individuals that, you know, can't stand to be here because of Trump, right? We can help them pack their bags, okay? It's a win-win for everybody. So I'm just saying, you know, if you really are thinking about leaving, pack your bags, right? Okay, I don't want these teaser videos of people talking about, oh, well, I'm thinking about it. This is what I might do. I might not do this. I might not do that. No, if this is how you feel, if you feel like it's so dangerous, then hey, do what you got to do in order to put yourself in a safer situation, right? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. It's nothing worse than these people coming out here pretending they're going to do something they're not going to do, right? Again, just to smear Trump. Just to smear Trump. That's all it is. Put your money where your mouth is. Go ahead and do what you got to do, okay? Enough of the talking, right? Do what you got to do. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.